Intro, the story hook you know. Most of the time, when you think of a luxury flagship sedan, you imagine a V12 purring under the hood, a chauffeur in a sharp suit, and a car that announces its presence with sheer noise and power. That's the old world. Today, I'm behind the wheel of something very different. It doesn't roar. It doesn't smell of gasoline. It doesn't need to. This is the BMW i7, the all-electric 7 Series, and while on the surface it looks like another luxury limo, the i7 is really a statement that the future of ultimate luxury doesn't have to make a sound. So, here's the plan. I'll take you on a full walk around, the design, the incredible interior, the tech that feels like stepping into a private jet, the performance, and of course, what it's actually like to drive. And because this car has such a dual personality, luxury limo in the city, silent rocket on the highway, I want you to see both sides. Stick around because the surprises here aren't just in the numbers. They're in how this car makes you feel. Exterior design from the outside. The BMW i7 doesn't scream for attention like a supercar, but it absolutely commands presence. It's long, 5.4 meters long, wide, and posing. It is that unmistakable 7 Series silhouette, but updated for the electric age. Let's start with the front. Yes, the kidney grille is massive, but here it's closed off since it doesn't need big air intakes. Instead, BMW turned it into a piece of theater, backlit with the iconic glow lighting. When you unlock the car at night, the whole front comes alive in a light dance that feels like the car is literally waking up to greet you. The headlights are split level, with slim crystal-style DRLS up top and the main beams hidden lower in the bumper. At night, they shimmer like jewelry. It's subtle, it's expensive, and it's meant to tell you this isn't just any EV. Down the sides, the proportions are clean. Flush door handles, elegant chrome accents, aerodynamic 21-inch wheels, and a flowing roofline that leads into a full panoramic glass roof. BMW calls it the Sky Lounge. At night it lights up with thousands of LED dots, like your own private galaxy. At the back, it's simple and sculpted. Slim LED taillights stretch across the rear, and the lack of exhaust pipes is the biggest giveaway you're in an EV. No fake vents, no drama, just clean, confident design. It feels like a car that doesn't need to shout because it knows it's important. Powertrain and performance now. Here's where the i7 surprises people, because you don't expect something this quiet and elegant to also be seriously quick. There are a few versions depending on which market you're in. The iDrive 50 with a single rear motor for 149 horsepower, the xDrive 60, which is probably the sweet spot, dual motors, all-wheel drive, and 536 horsepower. And if you really want to go crazy, the M70, BMW's flagship electric performance sedan, with 659 horsepower and a jaw-dropping 1,100 Nm of torque. That's supercar territory. And remember, this isn't horsepower that builds with revs, it's instant. The moment you touch the pedal, the i7 surges forward like a wave of electricity has just been unleashed. In the M70, you're hitting 0 to 60 in the mid 3-second range. In a car that weighs nearly 6,000 pounds and has massaging seats in the back, the battery is huge. 105.7 kilowatt-hours usable, giving between 500 and 620 kilometers of range depending on trim, wheels, and how you drive. Real world, expect 300 to 350 miles if you're gentle. Fast charging it up to 195 kilowatts means you can get about 100 kilometers of range in 10 minutes at a high-powered charger. Not bad for a rolling palace. Handling and brakes, here's what shocked me. For a car this big and heavy, the i7 doesn't feel clumsy. BMW engineered an adaptive air suspension with electronically controlled dampers and rear axle steering. That means around town it shrinks itself. making tight turns much easier than you'd expect. And at high speed it feels planted and stable, like a jetliner on cruise. Brakes. You've got massive ventilated discs plus strong regenerative braking. You can drive it in one-pedal mode, barely touching the brake, and it feels natural. Slam on the brakes from Autobahn speeds and it slows with complete authority. The Regan helping out the mechanical brakes, don't get me wrong, in tight corners. Physics will remind you this is no M3. The weight is always there, but for a luxury EV sedan, it's remarkably graceful. Interior and tech step inside the i7 and you honestly forget you're in a car. This feels closer to a first-class suite on a private jet. Up front, you're greeted by the BMW curved display, one continuous glass panel housing a 12.3-inch digital cluster, and a 14.9-inch infotainment screen. The graphics are sharp. The interface is slick, and yes, you can customize almost everything. The materials, next level. You can choose from merino leather, cashmere wool blends, crystal controls, open-pore wood, or carbon fiber. The seats are sculpted, heated, cooled, and massaging. Even the door panels are lit with interactive light bars that change color based on drive mode or incoming calls, but the real showstopper is in the back. If you option it, the i7 gets a 31-inch 8K theater screen that folds down from the ceiling. Combine that with reclining, ventilated, massaging rear seats, and a Bowers & Wilkins Diamond audio system with 36 speakers, and suddenly, you're not just being chauffeured, you're in your own private cinema on wheels. And let's not forget the little details, the panoramic glass roof with starlight LEDs, doors that can open and close automatically, soft close everywhere, and ambient fragrances that subtly perfume the cabin. It's sensory luxury. Driving experience. So, what's it like to actually drive around town? The i7 is eerily quiet. The only sound is a faint futuristic hum composed by Hans Zimmer that rises and falls with your acceleration, and you can even turn it off if you want complete silence. The suspension floats over bumps, the steering is light but precise, and visibility is surprisingly good for a car this size. Put your foot down though, and it transforms. Instant torque slams you back, the cabin stays rock steady, and before you know you're at Autobahn speeds, with no drama, no fuss, just effortless acceleration. It's this dual personality that makes the i7 special. Limousine calm when you want to relax, high performance EV when you want to have fun. Few cars balance both so seamlessly. Verdict. So, what do I think of the BMW i7 2025? It's not just a luxury sedan that happens to be electric. It's BMW proving that luxury in the EV age doesn't mean compromise. You get silence, you get performance, you get range, and you get an interior that honestly makes most living rooms feel cheap. Downsides, sure, it's heavy, charging. Infrastructure still depends on where you live, and yes, the price is sky high. But if you want one of the most advanced, comfortable, and technically impressive EVs on the market, the i7 is right there at the top of the list. For me, this isn't just a car, it's an experience. And it makes me genuinely excited for what the future of luxury mobility looks like. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the i7, make sure to hit subscribe because next time, I'm taking it on a long road trip to see if BMW's range claims really hold up.